When legendary television actress Judy Pace passed away at the age of 83, the news quickly spread across Hollywood. Fans remembered her iconic appearances in series like Peyton and her award-winning performance in The Young Lawyers. Tributes poured in. Former colleagues shared memories, and viewers celebrated the legacy she left behind. But behind all those messages, one detail remained strangely unclear: the actual cause of her death. For a while, her family remained silent, until finally, her daughter, actress Judy Pace Mitchell, decided to break that silence. What she shared wasn't just a tribute to her mother. It also revealed something deeper about Judy Pace's final days. And it left many people wondering if the public truly knows the full story. The news of Judy Pace's passing came quietly at first. There was no dramatic announcement, no long explanation, and no immediate confirmation about what exactly had happened. All that was known was that the beloved actress, who had once been a familiar face on American television, had passed away at the age of 83. Within hours, fans began sharing memories of her work. Old interviews resurfaced online. Clips from her television roles circulated again. And many people were reminded of how influential she had been during an important time in television history. For viewers who grew up watching classic television, Judy Pace was not just another actress. She was part of a generation that slowly changed what audiences saw on screen. But as tributes continued to spread, something else began appearing in comment sections and online discussions. A simple question: what caused her death? At first, there was no clear answer. No official statement explaining medical details. No detailed report about her final days. And the silence only made people more curious. To understand why Judy Pace's passing captured so much attention, it helps to understand the journey that made her such a respected figure in television. Born in Los Angeles in 1942, Judy Pace grew up in a city already deeply connected to the entertainment industry. But entering that industry as a young black actress in the early 1960s was not easy. Opportunities were limited. Roles were often small, and meaningful representation on television was still rare. Yet Judy Pace slowly began to find her place. Her early appearances introduced her to audiences who were beginning to see new faces and new stories on television. Then came one of the projects that helped define her career. Her role in the television drama Peyton brought her into the homes of millions of viewers. The show was already popular, but Judy Pace's presence added something new to the screen. At a time when television was still changing, she became one of the actresses helping expand what audiences expected to see. Her work didn't stop there. Soon she appeared in another important series, The Young Lawyers. That role brought even more recognition. Her performance earned praise from critics and viewers alike, and it helped establish her reputation as a talented and respected actress. For many people watching television in the late 1960s and early 1970s, Judy Pace became a familiar and welcome presence. But her influence was not only about the roles she played. It was also about what those roles represented. During that era, television was slowly beginning to change. New voices were appearing on screen. Stories were becoming more diverse. And actors who previously struggled to find opportunities were finally starting to gain visibility. Judy Pace was part of that shift. She appeared in multiple television programs and films, building a career that showed both talent and determination. Her performances helped prove that audiences were ready for broader representation. And over time, she became a respected figure within the industry. Years later, many viewers would look back at her career and recognize how important those early roles had been. But away from the cameras and television sets, Judy Pace also had another life that mattered deeply to her. Her life as a mother. In the 1970s, Judy Pace married actor Don Mitchell. The couple eventually had 2 daughters, building a family while both were connected to the entertainment world. Years later, Judy Pace married former Major League Baseball player Curt Flood, whose own life story was also widely discussed in sports history. Through all these chapters of her life, family remained important to her. and one of her daughters would eventually follow a path that felt very familiar. That daughter was Judy Pace Mitchell. Like her mother, Julia chose to enter the world of acting. Over time, she built her own career, eventually appearing in the long-running soap opera The Young and the Restless. For many fans, the connection between mother and daughter felt meaningful. Two actresses, two generations, one shared passion for storytelling on screen. But years later, it would be Julia who found herself speaking publicly about the final chapter of her mother's life. Because as tributes continued after Judy Pace's passing, the questions about her death did not disappear. In fact, they became more noticeable. Many public figures have their causes of death reported quickly. But in Judy Pace's case, the information remained limited. No detailed explanation was immediately shared with the public. And for a while, her family chose to remain quiet. That silence created a pause in the story. Fans respected the privacy, yet curiosity remained. Then something changed. Eventually, Judy Pace Mitchell spoke publicly about her mother. Her message was heartfelt and emotional. Instead of focusing on medical explanations or detailed timelines, Julia spoke about the person her mother had been. She described Judy Pace not only as an actress but as a strong and supportive parent. Someone who encouraged confidence. Someone who believed in persistence. Someone who taught her children to pursue their dreams. In many ways, Julia's words felt less like a public statement and more like a personal tribute. She spoke about love. She spoke about gratitude. And she spoke about the legacy her mother left behind. But even as she shared these reflections, one detail remained unchanged. The exact cause of Judy Pace's death was still not publicly explained in detail. And that reality kept the mystery alive. When a well-known figure passes away without many public details, speculation often follows. Not dramatic theories, but simple questions that people naturally ask. Was there a private health struggle that the family chose to keep personal? Was it simply the result of age-related health complications that were never publicly discussed? Or was the family intentionally protecting private information during a difficult time? Without official confirmation, these questions remained open. And while curiosity existed, many fans also understood something important. Not every part of a person's life becomes public knowledge, even for someone who spent years in the spotlight. What became clearer instead was the impact Judy Pace had on the people who remembered her work. After news of her passing spread, fans revisited her television appearances. Clips from Peyton Place appeared again online. Moments from The Young Lawyers were shared across social media. And viewers began reflecting on how television had changed since those early years. For many, Judy Pace represented a time when progress in entertainment was slowly becoming visible. Her presence on screen helped open doors for actresses who would follow in later decades. And that legacy was something people continued to talk about long after her passing. In the end, the story of Judy Pace's death still carries an element of mystery. The full details of her final days may never be widely shared with the public. But what remains undeniable is the impact she left behind. Her career helped shape a generation of television viewers. Her work contributed to a changing industry. And her influence continued through the life and career of her daughter, Judy Pace Mitchell. When Julia spoke about her mother, she did not focus on unanswered questions. Instead, she reminded people of something else. Who Judy Pace truly was. An actress. A pioneer. A mother whose influence extended far beyond television screens. And perhaps that is why the story continues to capture attention. Because even when the final chapter of someone's life remains private, the legacy they leave behind can still speak loudly enough for the world to remember.